Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mathura Vrindavan. It is approximately 84 square miles of land, in which there are many villages. Mathura at the time was a big city, one of the most prosperous cities in North India. Just 7 or so kilometers nearby was a smaller village that is called Vrindavan. Vrindavan is most famous in relation to the place of the pastimes of Lord Krishna. Generally, the farther away we go from that place, the information that we get becomes more general and more general. But if we go close to that place, that holy place, we'll find that there are many specifics. And what is known about Krishna is very deep and very wonderful. In the pastime of Krishna's birth, his parents, Vasudeva and Devaki, they were in a prison. They were in the prison of Kamsa. Are you acquainted with this? This much of the story. They were in a prison. Devaki was the sister of Kamsa. So it happened to be her wedding. And in the tradition of that time, the brother is driving the chariot with his sister and her husband. He's driving the chariot back to Vasudeva's house. He's taking his sister along with husband back to his sister's new home. You follow? That is a very joyful occasion. Wedding festival that is always celebrated very nicely, and this is a very big moment, especially in the girl's life, and a big change also. Going to live in a new house of her husband. Still, certain types of these customs are observed in India today, some similar customs. So they're going on the way, a very happy mood. There's music is playing on the way, a very festive arrangement. Kamsa is the king, Devaki his sister, so they'll have the grandest wedding. Suddenly a noise came from the sky. The noise told, "Oh Kamsa, what a fool you are! Huh? What a fool you are, you don't know, because the 8th son of your sister is going to kill you. And you are driving your sister in a happy way to her new home, and the 8th son is going to come and kill you." So, when this noise came from the sky, that is called like an oracle or a big prophecy. Then Kamsa immediately considered, well, if my sister is dead herself, then there'll be no children, my life will be spared. Immediately he pulled his sword, he was ready to cut the head of his sister. So, at this time we begin to see what is the mentality of this fellow Kamsa. It is classified as asura, very demoniac. He has so much fear for his own life, he's ready to take the life of his sister. And anybody knows, any brother should be able to sacrifice his life for the sake of his sister. He's ready to kill his sister just to spare his own life. And the 8th child means maybe 10 years, maybe after 16 years. And why you should worry about that and simply believe any rumor just because it came out of the sky, he believed it. Because the first nature of demoniac people, asura, they are most concerned about themselves. Everybody else is second. Mother, father, brother, sister, even country, everything is second. They care only first about themselves. So Kamsa was going to kill his sister, Devaki. Then Vasudeva was there, and he's very intelligent devotee. Then he began to speak so many words. One side he's praising Kamsa, and the other side he's telling, "Sir, what this will do to your reputation. In front of everybody you'll kill your sister. Everything, your reputation is lost. One who is dishonored, dishonor is worse than death. Dying is easy. Dishonor, that's a horrible thing. We have to live with dishonor." So, what to do? So he's trying to charm him and convince him not to kill Devaki. So he had to do what he had to do. Then Vasudeva said, "Sir, as the children are born in our family, we'll give to you what you do as you like." Because Kamsa thought, maybe it's not the 8th one. Could be the 6th one. Could be the 1st one. Any of those boys, any of those children, they kill me. Oh, okay, I want all the children. First he agreed, just the 8th. I believe first he agreed, okay, I'll take that 8th child. You give to me when he's born, I'll kill him. Then some of Kamsa's friends say, you don't know these people, huh? You don't know what is happening. Maybe the 1st one, 2nd one, 3rd, better you take all those children. So that's what happened. He imprisoned Vasudeva and Devaki, and as their children were born, one by one, he'd come and killed those children. He killed up to 6 children. Then 7th child came. News came in the palace, 7th child is born. You follow me? He immediately ran there. This time that child was a girl. First, 6 sons. Then 7th child was a girl. So even the prophecy may have told boy child will come. And it told also Krishna. The 8th son will be Krishna. Krishna will come. The 8th son. So the 6th child is a girl. He has nothing to fear from the girl because the prophecy is a boy. It is Krishna. So he came there. He saw it as a girl. Then he said, I will just better safe than sorry. I'm going to kill this child also. So he grabbed that small baby and he just threw it to the ground. Let's just see the character of this person. He fears for his own life. He's ready to kill his sister. Then he kills 6 innocent children as they're born. The day of their birth, he kills them. Then the 7th one. Okay, that was the 6th. 5 boys. Then the daughter. Then the 7th child. The mother lost the child. Before birth, the mother lost the child. So that 7th brother, that is known as Baladev. The 7th brother just transferred from Devaki to Rohini in another place called Gokul. A miracle occurred. The mother appeared to lose the child, but actually the child moved to another place, to the womb of Rohini. And then Balaram was born. Balaram is the powerful brother of Lord Krishna, Baladev. He is known as the spiritual strength, the spiritual Shakti of Lord Krishna. So he moved there into Gokul. Gokul is nearby on the other side of the Jamuna, and he is born there as Rohini. And therefore Balaram is known as the brother of Krishna. And this Devi that came, later she comes back in the Leela of Krishna, she is known as Subhadra. Subhadra is that Devi, the sister of Krishna. So one brother, one sister. In Krishna Leela, he is God. Just like in Ram Leela, Ram has got Lakshman. He's got the brother. Is it? So similarly, Krishna has got brother Balaram and sister Subhadra. Now all that remained is the birth of the 8th child. So do you follow? 5 were killed. When Devi was born, then she vanished from that place. Then one Baladev came, transferred to the womb of Rohini, born there. Now 7 over, the last son, the prophecy, the one who will come to kill Kamsa. So it is said that leading up to this point, Kamsa became increasingly more and more aware of his own death. He knew within himself it is sure, and nothing can stop it. Yet he could not resist himself from trying to stop that. You see? So he became so much afraid of his own death that while looking at his own face in a mirror, his face used to disappear. He'd see his own face, and suddenly it would just disappear. Or he would look at himself, suddenly there would be holes, as if he's just going to disappear on the spot. And in this way, he began to think of Krishna 24 hours a day. So at this point, even great rishis, they say, what's a fortunate man this Kamsa is? Because he came to the stage of always remembering Krishna. And lastly, he didn't even sleep. He's simply thinking, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna's coming, Krishna, where is Krishna? Krishna's coming. He became Krishna conscious. But it is recommended that we don't take that path. We don't take that path. But somehow he got always remembering Krishna. And it is said that in life there are many troubles. Padam padam yadvi padam natesham. There are so many dangers in life. And if you remember Bhagavan Sri Krishna, you can pass each and every one of those dangers without difficulty by remembering Krishna. And then you're front of the Pandavas. In India they suffered greatly in Mahabharata, the Pandavas. They never forgot Lord Krishna. They always remembered Krishna. And in every incident, they came to justice. They came to the better position. They were saved. Particularly, we remember Draupadi, a helpless lady in the court of many strong, powerful soldiers, Kshatriyas, kings, and her honor was to be lost. She remembered Krishna, prayed to Krishna. Krishna was there to protect her and to save her. So throughout their life, Kunti, Draupadi, Pandavas, they are the most shining example. Always remember Krishna. Never forget Krishna. This will help you to pass through all the problems of life. And the greatest problem of life is death. We want to run like children from this death, but it is impossible. It comes to every one of us. No one can escape that. And there, the remembrance of Krishna, that will deliver you. Krishna says, one who remembers me at the end of life, I am the deliverer from this world of birth and death. And I take to my place. That is called Goloka Vrindavan. There you have the happy life with me, eternal life with me, in my Braj, living in my village. That is not an ordinary village. That is something beyond all the wonders of this world. And Krishna promises this many times in his life, and in Bhagavad Gita specifically, especially, he promises. Always think of me, become my devotee, and you will come to me. Well, the best proposition is, don't leave that to the last minute, you see. It is like an electric bill. Don't wait to the last minute to pay your bill. Because something may go wrong in the last moment, and then your electric is cut. You follow? So, don't wait till the end. I will remember Krishna later, when I'm old. No. You practice remembering Krishna when you are young, and remember Krishna throughout your life. Then sure, when you are old, then you are going to remember Krishna very easily. And then, still you might forget. Life is like that. Life deals us many heavy blows. So suddenly we may have sickness. There may be medicine. We can't think. Still we have to die. At that point Krishna says, I come to you, my devotee. Even if Krishna's devotee forgets him, Krishna never forgets his devotee. Do you follow? So the best proposition, become a devotee of Krishna, remain a devotee of Krishna throughout the life, every single day of the life. So, then what happened? Where we were. So then,
Krishna conscious.
yes. So Kamsa became almost Krishna conscious, we say. And so then, the evening came. It is said to be around midnight. In the midnight, on the Astami of this particular month, then Sri Krishna came. And just before he came, many devas came in the sky above the palace. All big devas came in the sky. Vasudeva and Devaki, they could see all these wonderful things happening. They were not restricted. Oh, the wall is blocking. They could see wonderful things are happening. And sure, Krishna is coming. Our son is to be born. But they were naturally very fearful also. Even they may know, Bhagavan is coming. No one can kill Bhagavan. So they know he'll be saved. But parents' love worries anyway. And they're very worried for the position of Krishna. So then, suddenly, everybody fell asleep. All the guards who were guarding the prison, all the people in the palace, everybody slept just like a baby. Not only there, throughout Mathura, even into the surrounding villages, everybody slept in a very deep sleep, and no one was awake. Anyone, anywhere. Every cat, dog, animal, everybody just slept. Put into a deep sleep. Suddenly in that room, Vishnu appeared in that room, Lord Vishnu. He came as on Garuda, and he stood in the room, and he has 4 hands, Shank, Chakra, Gada, Padma, and a beautiful dress and beautiful ornaments, Vishnu. Then seeing this Lord Vishnu, Vasudeva and Devaki, they offered their prayers, pranams, they're praying to Vishnu. At the end of their prayers, then Vasudeva, he requested Bhagavan Vishnu, please take your form, your shape as our son. Because that had been their prayer. In previous lifetimes, they had prayed many times, and they had done great tapasyas. They were great devotees. They wanted Bhagavan to be their son. So they got this benediction. So then Krishna became a child in front of them. So, in this way, many people, they say, you see, Krishna is an avatar of Vishnu. And in most cases, this is right. This is not wrong. But there is a detail to the story which continues. So that Krishna in Mathura. Understand? First Narayan, then many prayers, then Narayan became Krishna. That is the Krishna avatar. Then, all these chains that lock the prisoners, they all opened. The door, it just opened. All the doors in the prison just opened. All the chains, they just fell down on the ground. At that time, when Vasudeva picked up that baby Krishna and he left the palace, wherever he went, the doors simply opened. He came to the bank of the edge of the city, the bank of the Yamuna River. At that time, there was heavy rains. There was raining that night, and the Yamuna was in flood. So it is very difficult to cross the river Yamuna. Somehow, Vasudeva attempted, and the river just gave away, just like a path. It just entered. The Yamuna stopped and just made a gentle walking path, and the waves and the wind and everything is blowing around. Ananta came and stood above Vasudeva like this. No rain will fall on this child. The water, the Yamuna just came like this. Suddenly, in one moment, the river jumped and closed. It hit Vasudeva, and Krishna fell down in the water. And it's black night, and that boy is black, and fell in the dark water. Can't find that boy, and he's searching, and almost you can imagine Vasudeva's heart almost came out of his chest. So much anxiety and excitement. Suddenly, one wave of the Yamuna just came to give back that baby. Yamuna Devi just wanted to see that baby Krishna for a few moments. Because first, that boy is passing her property, going by the Yamuna. So just, she enjoyed their darshan of Krishna and gave back. Then Vasudeva entered the village called Gokul. Still you can go to all these places. You can go and put your head on the spot where Bhagavan Sri Krishna appeared. In the time of Aurangzeb, he broke that place originally. After Krishna, there was one Yadu. His name was, what's his name? Brajanath. He established many temples of Krishna. This is just a few years after the Leelas of Krishna. So they established one birthplace of Krishna. They built a huge temple. It was there for thousands of years. Later on, this Aurangzeb, he broke that temple. He put a mosque on top of that temple. But which was the place of Krishna's birth, just came outside the mosque. After some years, the Hindus came back to power. They searched that place. They dig in the ground. They found the room, which is the prison room. And there are different articles of puja are there. They can understand this is the room of Krishna, where he came. So now that is a temple. You can put your head on the very spot. And where he took Krishna to Gokul, that is also still existing as a village. And some very old pillars are there. Pillars, stone pillars. There are a few dozen of them. Very, very old. If you know about architecture, sculpture, these are what we call pre-Kushan. Very old, 5,000 years old pillars. This is the style of that time. They say these were the pillars of Nanda's house, Nanda Baba's house. So Vasudeva came. Nanda Baba was a big cowherd man. He had lands and many cows, like a big jamindar. So Krishna was carried to that house. In that house, there also everybody slept. Now the particular part of the story is, and everybody knows the story up to this point, Vasudeva entered the house and, oh now I remember, okay, I confused the early part of the story. Yasoda, that is Nanda Baba and Yasoda. Yasoda, she had given birth to a daughter. That was the thing. Okay, excuse me. I'm a little tired. I forgot. Okay, she gave birth to a daughter. So let me jump back for a minute. Like I said, 6 sons were killed. The 7th son was Baladev, and he went to Rohini. Then Krishna came, and everyone fell asleep and gone. Understand? I just telling the whole story. I got confused. So Vasudeva put Krishna in the bed with Yasoda, and he picked up this girl, and he went back to the dungeon. He got inside the prison, all the doors shut, the locks came on, and the little girl is there. Then that girl started to cry, that baby girl. Then everybody woke up. Then Kamsa came. He saw the girl. No, 8th one is supposed to be a son. Anyway, this baby must be killed. Then he threw. Then she came up and told, you are a fool and you are a rascal. And sure, Krishna is well, and he lives in Gokul. He is safe. And when he reaches the age of 16, he's coming to kill you. Then she left it. You follow?
Yeah.
So I just confused that. So, so generally, then we know that is the birth of Krishna. But something, like I told, if you go closer to Vrindavan, you hear more of the detail of these things. There is one book called Gopal Champu, and there are some other very, very old books. These are very, very old books. And they tell in much detail the birth of Krishna. So, it is told there that in Gokul, Yasoda, she gave birth to twins. Twins, one boy, one girl. When Vasudeva went there, he only saw that baby girl there, so he put Krishna there, took that girl, and immediately he left. Just under the cloth of Mother Yasoda, one baby Krishna is there. Now the situation is, you got 2 Krishnas. 2 Krishnas. So one is called Vrindavan Chandra. That's Adi Bhagavan Sri Krishna from Vrindavan. He never leaves Vrindavan. It is said, Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. When he leaves Vrindavan, that is called Vasudeva. So this Krishna that came in the arm of Vasudeva, he is Vasudeva. He is the avatar of Narayan, the incarnation. First Narayan, then the Krishna. But now 2 Krishnas are there and lying in the bed. So at that time, the Vasudeva who came from Mathura, he just merged and became one. In the morning, when everybody woke up, Mother Yasoda, looking in her bed, I have one daughter, one son. She's looking around, there's no daughter. Then they're looking the face of Krishna, so beautiful. Then, oh, such a beautiful baby. Everybody, the nurses come, everybody in the house comes. And then Mother Yasoda is thinking, no, I had a dream I had 2 children. I had a dream I had 2 children. And just to see Krishna, then they're very happy. And the Leela of Krishna begins. Kamsa, on the other hand, he's meeting with complete frustration. He cannot deal with the fact his death is imminent. In one sense, he's a very lucky fellow. He'll be killed by Krishna. On the other side, he's most unfortunate. He cannot appreciate that the Supreme Lord has come into his kingdom. Into his kingdom. Such a big personality as the Supreme Lord. And coming in any particular kingdom. And really, not in any bogus way. In the most real way. And Krishna proves throughout his life, his pastimes, many times, starting from the time he's a baby. What happened? Kamsa could not live with the fact that his death is imminent. He has to fight against death. But he does not know the way to fight death. He wants to fight death by killing Krishna. He should simply surrender to Krishna. And Krishna himself will give the beating in death's face. And you will be on the head of death, not the slave of death. But he thinks if he kills Bhagavan, he's free from death. You follow. So first, he called his Asuric friends. And the first one that he called, to my recollection, is Putana. Putana was a Dakini. She had long teeth, big teeth, like the size of your finger. Huh? She's feasting on blood and eating small children, a Dakini. But she had Shakti, she could become a most beautiful lady also. So, they hatched a plan, Kamsa and Putana. Putana would go and search out this child. First, what Kamsa did, he first just caught all the children born and had them all put to death. His soldiers went house to house. Any child is born here within the last 3 or 4 days? Oh yes, one daughter, oh yes, one son. Give. They simply take and kill those children. Such a lack of discrimination. So, but Krishna escaped all of this because you cannot kill Bhagavan. He escaped all of this. Then Kamsa came to know Krishna is there in one house, the house of Nanda. Then he sent this Putana, she became a very beautiful lady. And she put poison on her breast. Then she entered that house, she had some Shakti. And she entered that house and she told Mother Yasoda, oh, I like to hold your son. And I can also give the milk to your son. He's such a beautiful boy. And seeing this beautiful lady, nobody knows where she comes from. Generally, you won't allow any strange person in your house. But she had this Shakti, this chamatka, to make people a little hazy. So, okay, so they just put baby Krishna, and Krishna's small baby. He's just looking in the face of Putana. Then Putana wants to give her breast to this boy, right? So she puts her cloth and she gives this boy the milk of her breast, but she's put poison there. So Krishna, he's just sucking, very hungry, right? And suddenly this Putana, she starts shouting. She starts shouting. Krishna, he's sucking more and more. Suddenly she's shouting. He just sucked her life, took out her life. And as she was dying, she was screaming and yelling, and she just got bigger and bigger, and her teeth came out, and her long nails, and she showed Putana, the Dakini, very huge. Sometimes you see the painting. And Krishna is just there on her breast, just like a baby. He's unaffected by the whole thing, but he took out the life of this Putana, and she died there. From that time on, people were very fearful. And they told, oh, by the grace of God, Krishna is saved. He's got good stars looking over his head, giving him a good blessing. Shortly, sometime after, another Asura came. His name was Trinavarta. Trinavarta came. That's this wind that goes like this. You see spinning in the field sometimes. We call that Trinavarta. But he came a huge one, a big one. And Krishna was playing. And he just came down and grabbed Krishna right out of the courtyard and just sucked him up in the sky. Actually, in the big storm, the wind inside there is nearly 500 it comes about 600 kilometers speed. It can tear anything to pieces. Nothing can survive inside a big, we call that tornado, this big tornado. Krishna just rode up in it like a boy, just playing with his friends. He just rode up in it, and that Trinavarta is inside. Krishna just went up inside and then just caught that man's neck. Caught that his neck and just give a little tight. Boom. He came falling from the sky, smashing to the ground. One big Asura dead there. Krishna just, like catching the neck of an uncle. Boy caught his neck, broke him down. So for 16 years approximately, every day Kamsa sent somebody to trying to kill Krishna. And who are those big demons? They're all killed by Krishna. There is Denakasura, Bakasura, there was Trinavarta, Pralambasura. There are many of these big ones, but it is mentioned every day half a dozen small ones would come also. Any fool will try. So many people ran there to kill Krishna, and all were killed by Krishna. Some were killed by Baladev. And all the time, everyone in Vrindavan, they're thinking, oh, the Devas are taking good care of our Krishna. But after some time, shortly in the beginning, then Nanda Maharaj, he thought, this place, we shouldn't stay here. There's some danger here in this place. So he packed up all his family, all the families in that village, Gokul, and they all moved. And if you go there today, they moved about 60 or 80 kilometers. They came around, they crossed the Jamuna. When they crossed the Jamuna, they came in a beautiful forest. A beautiful forest. That forest is called Vrindavan. So first Mathura, then Gokul. Then they were going to a place called Nandagram, very far away, 80 kilometers, and on the way they passed one beautiful forest. And the grass in that forest was very good, so Nanda Maharaj, he stayed there for a few months and grazing their cows and going ahead, making some preparation for the new home. So some say 6 months, 1 year, they grazed their cows in Vrindavan. At that time, Krishna is a small baby crawling. He got his first acquaintance with Vrindavan, that place. And later, when he grew as a boy, as a cowherd boy, he used to come every day to that Vrindavan and graze his cows. There is Jamuna. At one time he killed this Kaliya. That painting on the wall there is Krishna being carried. Vasudeva, Ananta is there. This one, chastisement of Kaliya. Krishna killing Kaliya. So in Vrindavan and all through this area, Krishna killed many demons for a period of about 16 years. Of course, not only he's killing demons, many pastimes he performed with his devotees, of different classes of devotees. But we cannot tell all those things even in 16 years if we go on speaking. Neither it's possible for every human to know all the leelas of Bhagavan. But if you have interest to know, then the main ones are recorded in special books, like Bhagavatam and other books like this. So after 16 years, Krishna felt that he has to go back and see Vasudeva and Devaki, his original parents there. All these years, their separation, he did not see them. So he went back, and on the way, he went to Mathura, and he gave promise to the Vrindavan people, I'll come back shortly, just now coming. But he never came back. He never came back. One, they say, is the uncle of Krishna. His name is Akrura. He came and he got Krishna on a chariot. Radhikamala Sundara ki jai. So he came, he got Krishna on a chariot. At that time, everybody was begging Krishna not to go, begging Kamsa, Akrura, don't take him, don't take him. It was a big scene, very sad. Krishna gave promise to his mother, father, Nanda Baba, Yasoda, his girlfriends, the gopis, his cowherd boyfriend. He gave promise, I'm just now coming. Don't worry, I'll come back soon. But on that way, he never came back. They said he never came back, and those people cried and cried and cried and cried for Krishna for nearly 100 years. But that said, he never came back. He used to send some messages, I'm coming soon. As soon as I finish this work, I'll be there. After I kill Kamsa, I'll be there. Then I have some work in Dwarka. Let me finish that work, then I'll come there. So many messages he sent, but he said he never went there. But I told you in the beginning, Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. So what is this? Bhagavan is not an ordinary person. You are either here or you're not here. You cannot be here and not be here at the same time, isn't it? You're here, you're not in your home. If you're in your home, you're not here. You cannot be in two places at once. But Bhagavan is not limited like we humans. He can be in any number of places as he likes. So, what happened? Akrura came to a place, it's a famous place, there's a big temple there, it's called, now they call as Akrura Ghat. Akrura just got some inspiration. I'll have Jamuna Shnan before going to the palace. Let me have a bath in Jamuna. After all, I went to Vrindavan. Coming back, let me have a bath in Jamuna. So at that time, Krishna and Balaram were on this chariot. And Akrura just got himself in the water. On the second or third time he put himself in the water, Krishna and Balaram got off the chariot and they walked back to Vrindavan. And they came back and they told, we could not leave this place. That place is just on the border of Vrindavan. Krishna went up to the border. No, I cannot leave my Vrindavan, and turned around and went back. Still, another Krishna and Balaram, they're sitting on the chariot. When Akrura came up from the water, Krishna and Balaram are on the chariot, and also Krishna and Balaram left. So the Supreme Lord, He can be in many places at once. In fact, He's in every one of your hearts. He's in my heart, your heart. He's in everyone's heart. He can have a particular relationship with each one of His devotees, not limited. Many people say God is everywhere, and they don't like to come to temple. Well, God is everywhere, and He's also in the temple also. So, we once asked a man a long time ago, my brother asked one saint, can you see God? And the saint said, you mean you can't? Understand? We're asking, can you see God? And the saint is saying, you mean you can't? So he's being made dumb. He said, my boy, God is everywhere. Just open your eyes. Open your eyes with a pure heart, and Krishna is everywhere. If you're selfish, if you're greedy, if you're of this type, then you can never see Him. Even if He comes, you won't recognize Him. Sisupal, he tried to kill Krishna. Somebody will think, you show me God, then I'll believe. Even if God came here and played His flute, then we would still, we would have an argument. And we may even want to kill Him. So, but if we are the right type, if we have devotion, then we see Krishna is everywhere. Krishna is in the hearts of all living beings, as the super soul. That is called Paramatma. As Narayan, He sits in the heart of all living beings. All living beings. He's in every atom even. Everywhere. But somehow we can't see Him. We have to remove the ignorance, the gross ignorance that covers our vision of the Supreme Lord. So, what happened? Bhagavan is not limited. So, one Krishna Balaram went back to Vrindavan, never leave Vrindavan. Always in Vrindavan. Another Krishna Balaram, that is called Vasudeva. Vasudeva and Shankarshan. They went to Mathura. And entering Mathura, then first they came, there was a washerman. He was washing cloths. It so happened he's washing Kamsa's cloths. And Krishna and Balaram, they looked and said, these are very nice cloths. And we are the village boys. We're coming from the village. Please give us these cloths. Give some donation to us. We'll accept. They were only small boys, 14, 15. The washerman said, be off, you fools. You don't know. This is Kamsa's cloth. You cannot have the king's cloth. Krishna said, hey. He cut the man's head off with his fingers. He went, boom! Boom! The man's head fell down dead. Now, Atma of that man went up in the air and then went inside Krishna. Krishna is the source of all Atmas. All Jivas, Atmas, they come from Krishna. They come from Bhagavan. So that man got the mukti. Killed by Krishna, he got the mukti. Who can cut a man's head with his fingers? Maybe break his neck, but cut his head never. You can hit all day. You cannot cut a man's head with your hand. But Bhagavan is not limited. Simply took, and he didn't have to like hit hard. Simply took, the man's head fell off. Right? So then they put all these nice cloths. They looked very beautiful. Then they went a little distance. There was a lady. She was completely gone like this, bended over. Maybe her whole life, bones are like this. She couldn't stand up. And not a beautiful lady. Very ugly lady. Krishna told, oh, look at the beautiful woman. He made a joke. It's very bad. You don't make any joke about old people, sick people, crippled people, poor people. Very bad. Huh? But Krishna made a joke. That lady, she's looking from the side and seeing, oh, such a beautiful boy, Krishna, and his brother Balaram. So beautiful, so charming. I give my soul to them. Huh? Then Krishna told, beautiful woman, stand up. She's completely down. Huh? beautiful woman, stand up. He pulled the chin, stand up. She just came up and became a beautiful 23-year-old lady, just like this. See the beautiful woman, a woman. Krishna made from old age to youth, from very ugly to very beautiful, like this. Then he met a few more people on the way, showing some different types of miracles to those people of Mathura. Suddenly everyone started coming on the rooftops, news spread, Krishna has come from Vrindavan. Everybody came out. Even the queens of Kamsa, they are coming to see. What is the beauty of this boy, Krishna? The beauty and the charm of Krishna. Then, at the gate, there was an elephant. That elephant's name, I think, was Kaliyapita. That was the state elephant, war elephant. Very fierce fighting elephant, and one Mahant. What do you call him? Mahant. Guides the elephant. So they had instruction. Krishna and Balaram should not enter the city. Gate should be killed. So there's very nice fighting takes place there. Krishna finished that elephant driver. The big elephant man is there. Lastly, Krishna grabbed the elephant, broke this thing, tusk, broke it, and just gave him a whack on the head. Then that elephant, he fell down. That elephant was killed by Krishna, and they're getting in the city. Then Kamsa arranged, at that time there will be a wrestling match. In Mathura still, today, this wrestling is a big sport in Mathura. All over India, but in Mathura it's still a very big sport. So on that day there was a big wrestling match. There were two big wrestlers, Chanura, Mustika. They were huge. And Krishna and Balaram, they entered at that time and they accepted the challenge. Chanura, Mustika. Many people are shouting, what is this? These men are huge men. These are only small boys. This is not a fair fight. It's true. It was not a fair fight. Chanura Mustika, they didn't stand a chance. It was very unfair. There's no chance. 1,000 Chanuras or Mustikas, they cannot defeat even a part of Krishna. Or to speak of the whole Krishna. They cannot defeat him. So then there was a big fighting. And those boys are showing some play. At some moment it looks like they'll be defeated. And everybody's, oh my God, Krishna will be killed. At another minute, Krishna is just rolling that big man like a ball. So after some time, he gave a slap to one, Balaram gave a slap to the other. Both these big, huge men, they fell down dead. Lastly, now there's only Kamsa. And Kamsa was sitting on his throne. Krishna jumped, in one jump, he jumped from the wrestling arena, he jumped and landed in front of Kamsa. He simply grabbed that man by the hair and pulled him out, threw him down, jumped on him like boys play, just held him there and just went, whoop. He just gave one hit with the left hand, not even his right hand. Understand? Right hand is the strong, just he gave, whoop, and Kamsa gone. Each one of these people, these asuras, friends of asuras, they are killed by Krishna. And every one of them, their Atma entered Krishna, they each got mukti. Mukti is something you cannot get in this world if you live the life of a yogi for 10,000 lifetimes. Very hard to get mukti. But who is killed by Krishna, he gets mukti. Everybody at Kurukshetra, there they say lakhs of people died. All got the mukti because Krishna was present. But we are not after mukti. Krishna will give mukti even to the asuras. They'll get some mukti, liberation from this world. But they don't get bhakti. They don't get devotion. Krishna does not easily give devotion. Easily he'll give mukti, but bhakti, because if you have bhakti, that is the purchasing value to purchase Krishna. Devotion, bhakti, saranagati. You can purchase Bhagavan with devotion, with saranagati. This much payment, if you have, he becomes yours. You may conquer him by bhakti. Do you follow? So he doesn't give bhakti to everyone. Bhakti is a very rare gift. He gives it only to those who are most deserving and very sincere to have it. So, anyway, these are a few of the things. Now, in every age, there is a way to realize the supreme goal of life, to realize God. In every age, it is different. There are 4 ages. Presently, we're in the Kali Yuga. When Krishna appeared, it was Dwarpa Yuga. Generally, the ages are this one: Satya Yuga, Dwarpa Yuga, Treta Yuga, Kali Yuga. Ek do tin char. Sat, Dwa, Do, Three, Kali, Kala, 4, like that. It goes like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. But every once in a while, they come 1, 2, 3, 4. Then after Kali Yuga, Satya Yuga, it goes like seasons. But every once in a while, just like in our experience, the seasons, they get jumbled. It will be very hot in winter, or rain may come in dry season. Sometimes the seasons get confused. So after so many millenniums, this comes Satya Yuga, then jumps Treta Yuga. The third one comes there, then Dwarpa comes after. There's some detail on that which isn't necessary, but in the Manu, Swayamvatu Manu, there's one Manu, and there's so many rounds, and on one of them it gets jumbled. And in that one, that Dwarpa Yuga, Krishna comes. So in every age, people are worshipping the Supreme Lord by different methods. In Dwarpa Yuga, lastly, the rishis, they used to meditate by mantra on the form of Vishnu, Narayan. That is their meditation. And at the end of Dwarpa Yuga, then Krishna appeared there as Narayan, and he showed his self as Krishna also. Do you follow? If you follow the history, like this Ranganath temple, Padmanabh temple, so many temples throughout South India, particularly in Sri Vaishnava temples, many of them will say, this deity is here since first day of Kali Yuga, or beginning of Kali Yuga, or just prior to beginning of Kali Yuga, this Vigraha came. So at that time, then Bhagavan showed his Vigraha to the people of this world. Then, shortly after, started Kali Yuga. And in Kali Yuga, the Nam Sankirtan is the way to worship the Supreme Lord. In Dwarpa Yuga, people followed the way for the Dwarpa Yuga. They followed the Yuga Dharma. At the end, then Bhagavan came. In Kali Yuga, it comes the opposite way. First Bhagavan comes as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he shows the Yuga Dharma. Then he goes, and the holy name of Krishna, Bhagavan Nam, remains behind. And that is to be chanted by all the people, not only of India, not just the Brahmins, not the Kshatriyas, not the Brahmins, the Kshatriyas and the Vaishyas, not just the Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Sudra, the people of India, but even the outcast and the aborigines. In every nook and cranny and village of the world, Krishna Nam will be chanted in Kali Yuga. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Bhagavan Shri Krishna ki
Jai.
Hare Krishna. Maybe at some time in the future, this ashram will organize some tours to Vrindavan for devotees, different times, so that if you haven't had the chance, you can go and see. One man told once, no sir, all these things are mythology. That's why I told, mythology, you can put your head on the spot where Krishna came. Come on, put your head there. It is not a mythology, it's a spot. There's a place. You can enter that place. Vishram Ghat, it's called Vishram Ghat, where this Vasudeva entered the Jamuna. Ghat is there, many temples of Krishna. These people were not fools. They'll go on making big, big temples, and only because it is some like show. If it is myth, think like this. Someone says Krishna is myth. Mahabharata, these stories never told. All right, you follow. Then Mahabharata is such a big thing. Many places are important. So there are many kings in India. Why any king? He'll be satisfied with the idea that the Krishna only came in Mathura. Why not come South India? He'll tell, no, Krishna came in my kingdom. He'll make his own Vrindavan. Previously in India, there was this dance, it's called Krishna Natam. Krishna Natam in Kerala. That that group used to travel around. They're from one king. They'll go to other kingdoms. One year, they didn't come to some king near Trichur. There's one king. They didn't come there. That king asked, why those people are not coming from dancing? They usually do this drama dancing. The other king sent message, no, you people, you can't understand the Krishna Natam. You people can't appreciate it. It's too high for you. Then that king, then he made his own dancing style. That is called Kathakali. Kathakali. So between kings there's always ego. Why for 5,000 years all the kings will say, yeah, Krishna Bhagavan, he came in this Mathura Vrindavan. The envy, no, why it is myth, and I think he came and he'll get his pundits, they'll have some revelation. No, he came here. No, there is no argument. Everybody accepts, in the whole of India, Krishna appeared in Mathura Vrindavan. Ramchandra in Ayodhya. All these things, they are in place. There are not two Ayodhyas, there are not two Vrindavans, there are not two Jamuna rivers. All these things are in place because they are real. There is one place, Kurukshetra. All places. When it is real, it is there. There is a place. And the news of that has passed down for 5,000 years and more. Where are these places? Ramachandra, even older than that. The news at Ayodhya. Bhagavan Sri Ramchandra, born in this world. Why God is born in this world? This is another question. Generally he stays in Vaikuntha. We are all his created subjects. This is also his land. Every once in a while he comes to see how his created children they are doing. And he comes in his Das avatar. Varaha, Korma, Matsya, Narasimha. What if Narasimha comes here? Well, simply we will run like ants, we will run from this place. If Narasimha comes on the door and gives a roar, what do you do? Simply we will run. Very difficult to come close to Narasimha. What if he comes as Matsya, as a huge fish? Simply the villagers will come try to catch him. Try to throw a net on him. And he will get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and everyone will stand, oh my God. He came in that shape, he came in this shape. Can you love him? No, you will stand and shake in front of him. And tell, oh my God, bless me, forgive me. You immediately realize you've done all bad things, you put down your head for fear. Immediately, fear. But of course, if you are a very high devotee, you will see, oh, it is my Lord, Narayan is there in this way. He has come to finish the demons. He has come to save the Vedas. He has come to churn the Mandar mountain. But mostly we will run, right? Because we cannot understand. But when Krishna avatar comes, he comes so close to us. He comes so close to us. He enters the village. He enters the village life. He becomes a cowherd. He becomes a lovable object. Everybody loves the children. And when God himself becomes a child, immediately he captures your heart. You can love this child. He comes so close. At the same time, you can't see him. He comes so close to human society, almost he joins us, then we can't understand who he is. And to this day, people argue that Krishna is Bhagavan or not. No, God must be very big. He is so big, one man told me. No, you see, God is so big, you can't get far enough away from him in order to see him. He's so big. We cannot see. He's standing in front of us, but he's so big you can't see him. So big you can't see him. But he comes so close to you, also, so close, understand? Also very hard to see him. But close is better than distant. It is very hard to love that God that is very far away. But when he comes close, then we can feel love for him. So Krishna avatar comes and joins as in the human society. And even little closer than that is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He also is Kali Yuga avatar of Krishna. He comes in Kali Yuga. He comes in human society, but even closer, he does become one of us. He becomes a devotee of Krishna himself. He becomes a devotee. Krishna, what is Krishna doing? Playing his flute. Krishna is dancing. Sometimes he speaks Bhagavad Gita, some philosophy. Then he's playing flute, always playing flute. Even Mahadev, Lord Shiva, he's doing what? He's got dhyana, meditation. If he's Bhagavan, what's he meditating on? One German came nearly about 70 years ago, toured India, see the temples. Who is the God? Who is the Supreme God? There must be one Supreme God. Otherwise, not all equal gods, then there's no God. There must be a God. He's above all. So he rounded different temples. And Shiva, he saw he's got meditation. And Brahma, there's one place called, it's in Rajasthan, there's one temple of Brahma. Pushkar. He goes there and Brahma has some mala. Brahma's doing some mala. What is meditation? He's going to get something. And Shiva is going to get something. Then he came to Mathura. He saw Krishna's playing flute. He said, this must be the God. Because the God has nothing to do. He has not to achieve something. He has not to become something. He's simply to enjoy. That is the meaning of God. He is the enjoyer. So Krishna, you never see him at work, only at play. This is called Leela. And in the same with Narayan. He's not got any work to do. He's simply reclined, relaxed. Lakshmi is giving some seva, surrounded by devotees. He is relaxed, not in meditation. He doesn't have any work to do. So this German, that time he understood. Then Vishnu, Krishna Bhagavan, this is Supreme Lord. And these devas, what they are? They are servants. They are junior ministers before that prime minister. That chief minister of all ministers is Bhagavan. Not so many devas and devis. So if you can make connection with the highest minister, well, you have to worry about the clerk. If you have got connection in home ministry, nothing is free, no problem for you. Everything will come in your hand. But if you don't, then at every clerk, you'll be paying something to get your work done, isn't it? But if you know the minister, simply it is a phone call, done. So make connection with Krishna. That is our message. Make connection with Krishna, Bhagavan, Vishnu and Krishna. Make their connection. We don't have to worry about other devas. What Lakshmi has to give you, what devis have to give you, what Ganesh has to give you, they must give you if you got connection to the Supreme Lord. They can't deny it. They must give it. It is the order of Supreme Lord. Everything be given to his devotees. They don't have to do any worship for you. You give them anything and everything according to their necessity. Do you understand? So don't give your love, your devotion in any place other than to worship Krishna. That is why Krishna appeared in this world so close in human society. To come close to us so that we can offer our devotion, offer our love to him. Don't share that to so many devas for fear. They will not give you what you need in life. No, they will give you on his order everything. Sarva dharman priyaja mamekam saranam vraja. Give up all these other worshipping duties, dharmas. Simply worship that one supreme being, and everything will be done from there. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,